So what's up, YouTube? We're back at it again. I'm here at the gym. It's a busy night. There's going to be a lot of action going on around me. Y'all know I'll give it to y'all raw, real, and uncut, right? So we're going to get right into it. And so, my aspiration is to help any trainer that's trying to build your business, right? Any trainer that's trying to get into this industry, and you need, that start, right? A lot of people don't want to give you the information. I'm trying to make sure I give you as much information as possible because I want you to succeed. And like I talked about before with the gatekeepers, we don't do that here, right? No gatekeeping. I want to make sure you get the information and you can get to it. All right, and so with the information, right, when you read the scripture, it says, things written aforetime are written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scripts might have hope, right? So what does that mean? That means you can look at things from the past in order to get some hope so that you can have some type of belief in what you're doing, right? And so what I try to do is be that hope, try to give you an insight to what business looks like, from somebody who actually does this on a daily basis, who've been doing it for 21 plus years, who, for at least another 9 years before I retire, I feel like I have more to contribute. So, what type of advice do I have? I can tell you this. The topic I want to talk about today was making it through a crisis in this business. Because I came up and opened this gym in 2018, which was the year right before COVID hit, right? So you're talking 2018 going right into 2019 when COVID hit. 2019, COVID come, we had decisions to make. We didn't understand what was going on at the time because the directives that were given to us at that time were, shut down. Bars and all the other stuff, we had to shut down for a certain time period, not even understanding what was going to happen in the aftermath after that. So, they told us shut down, we shut down. And people just like me all across the world had to shut their business down. Some didn't make it. We made it. How are we still operating right now? There's a lot of things that happened that worked in our favor and a lot of things that didn't. I'm going to talk about both. Let's talk about the things that didn't work in our favor. First and foremost, you heard me say I had to shut down the gym. So that means we had to pivot and do something different other than what we had been doing and building for a year and a half, right? I had to go from in-person training to online training immediately, which showed me that there's a market there, right? And we already understand there's online training, but for me, being an in-person coach and a performance coach, I need my hands on you, I need to see you. And I went from that to having the coach completely online, right? And so we have people in Mexico, we have people in different states here in the U.S. and whoever, I don't know, places I probably didn't even get to recognize because I was busy working. So I had the computer set up. I would come up here to the gym, although the city wouldn't allow me in my own facility. I would come up here and I would sit up outside of the gym so you can still get that gym feel. You can still see it in the background, right? I still had that feeling of being in my atmosphere. And so that helped me continue to push. But we had to pivot from what we had been doing to a whole new route, a whole new revenue stream and everything. So we had membership set up, like I always talk about the continuity programs and so forth. We went from having that to having to try to monitor payments and things like that online. Some people allowed us to keep the memberships actually rolling with hope that the gym would open, but majority of the people pull the memberships, right? Because what are you going to do? It's the first time you're going through a situation that you're not familiar with. Nobody understood COVID at the time. So what do you expect for people to do? They reacted the way everybody else reacted. They panicked. And so, they pulled the money from the gym. It was like, all right, what do we do now? And so one thing that we did, like I said, was we pivoted was online training. Another thing I did, because I do like the in-person, and even though we couldn't gather in big crowds, I would have 2, 3, up to 5 people who go to a park. I give directives. People would move and do what they do at the park, right? So, I have one person working on the steps, one person working on the field, one person working on the, whatever. You do what you got to do at that time because I had professional athletes who still had to train, right? And so we did what we had to do to make it work for what we could do. So we did that. We made it work. The one thing I'll say that hit the most was, yes, the gym shut down, but the rent didn't stop, right? So it wasn't like I had these super gracious landlords who were like, you know what, it's COVID, we understand, we're not going to charge you. Nah, that didn't happen. We still had dues and bills that we had to pay, and the people who own the building, because I'm just a lease, right, a leasee. So to them, it's business, but at the end of the day, what are you going to do to produce money, to pay us to keep this business? I'm a small business. All my memberships are pretty much pulled, making what I can from online training and boot camps. We don't have that type of money. But what did I tell y'all from the jump? What matters the most? Go back to some of my old videos and you'll see. The one thing that matters the most is the relationships that you build, right? So the relationships is the only reason why we're able to actually stay and do what we were doing. So me having the whereabouts that, hey, we don't understand what's going to happen. We don't know the long game yet because this is new to us. They got the mask on, they got the shutdown, they got the 6-foot rule, all the things that count against what we do in business. All those things are in play now. So the next play for me is, let me go talk to the owners. Let me see what we can do as far as saving the business, right? Because again, COVID, they had to shut down their restaurants. They're losing revenue, they're losing money too. So at the end of the day, they can only do what they can do. And we don't know what that is because a closed mouth don't get fed. We go, we talk, we speak, we ask. What did they end up doing? End up basically giving us a lot of time to, build the business per se all over again. So, time go by, COVID shut us down until I believe it was June of that summer of 2020. And then from that point forward, we still had certain rules and regulations that were kind of enforced, but we had to make sure we enforced them ourselves. And you still also have people who are not comfortable getting back in the public and being around people like that. So we had to make the adjustments on our end to do what we had to do. And so with that, we were able to go, say, hey, we got this amount of people we can hold in the class, this amount of people we can have in the facility at a time. We did those things, and we were able to get the classes rolling, keep people in the classes, and get business started back again. Now, with that being said, does that mean the owners are 100% satisfied with what we're bringing in? Absolutely not. And it got to the point where I almost had to shut the gym down a couple of times. And I had to just keep going back and reiterate, like, hey, we're here for the community. We've been here for the community. We fought through COVID. Like, we did this, we did that. Yeah, I know we're not caught up. And you got to imagine, a 10,000 square foot building almost in downtown Dallas, that costs without me getting into numbers. And so those digits start to stack up. But they had enough grace at, certain points in time to allow us to stay. And it still got to a point where there was some time when it was like, hey, y'all got to go. And there was some conversations that were held. It's like, hey, people believe in us. Here go a lump sum of money, or here go this, that, and the other. Allow us to stay, and they did. And still to this day, we're able to build. So what I'm trying to say is, at the end of the day, in this industry, the main thing that matters, and it doesn't matter if you're starting out, it doesn't matter if you're in the middle of a business or toward the end of your business. Relationships matter the most, right? And so, like right now, I just got a big name athlete in with me, right? I won't mention his name because that's not important. The important thing is, when his mother reached out to me, it was, hey, Coach D, I was recommended to you, somebody all the way from California to Texas. You were recommended, right? You were the guy that I'm going to bring my son to because he's going through depression. His teammate just got killed. He's one of the biggest names in college football. And now he's going through this situation where he don't even know if he want to play football again. You are who we trust based off of what? The name and the reputation that was built, right, from all the previous work. And I don't know these things, right? I don't know who knows who or who talks to who. All I know is I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do and make sure my name stays clean in the industry so I can do what I have to do. Does that mean I never made mistakes? No, absolutely not. I'd be lying to you if I told you I didn't, right? But I made my mistakes, but I also learned from them. And then as an adult and as a man, you start to say, okay, I did these things. What can I do to better myself? And then you start to see how that translates over to your business. And once you realize that, and once you realize how your relationships matter more than anything else, you can build your business, you can maintain your business, you can bounce back if the business fails. You can do a whole lot of things. And I was just talking to a guy right now who wants to come on with me. And he's like, hey, I'm looking at getting into training. I want to do this. Can I shadow? I'm like, well, I don't have positions open right now. But what I can do, I can give you some game real quick and we can talk. So we started talking. I want to hear what his perspective was on training and what he's trying to do. And so he said ultimately he wants to open a gym and so forth. I'm like, okay, training and opening a gym, those are two different things. If you want to just be a trainer, I got videos for that. Help you be a top trainer. I'm going to teach y'all some things, the certifications that you need to get, the whole nine, right? But if you're trying to go into that realm of being an owner, that's a different ball game. Being an owner now is not about you anymore. It's about everybody else, first and foremost, then you, right? So if you can understand that and you can understand that your investment, your return on investment comes the investment on people, if that's what you're really trying to do, then you can become owner. But if you're still worried about you and just lacing your pockets and being the top trainer and getting your name out there and looking for the next publication and to get your name in and so forth, you're not ready to be an owner. It's cool to get all the accolades. I've had the Advocate. I've had the Voyage magazine, right? I've had the this, that, and the other. And that's cool. And I take it and I use it as a means of expanding the reach of people who might not know who we are. But at the end of the day, that's just a means of expanding what we do and who we are. And as an owner, there's a lot of things like I spoke about before that are on the table that you as an owner, you're going to have to take responsibility for. Because again, you're talking about people who paychecks and livelihoods depend on if you make the right decisions or not. And so if you're going from being a trainer to an owner, it's a different level of sacrifice. It's easy to sacrifice your time and so forth, like I said before, when it's just you're training your clients, you're going out to this party with your clients, you're doing this and that and the other. That's a whole nother ball game. But when you step up to this realm of being an owner, it's different. It's a different ball game. And even for me, I'm in a position right now, if you look around my gym, there's people all around me doing what they do. That's not the end all be all for me. This is just one level, one stage. I'm trying to expand the reach so I can set up other entrepreneurs, other people who want to get into the business, other people who want to impact their communities, and they don't really have much, and they're trying to start from the bottom. That's what I'm trying to impact. So I have way more work to do. So as tired as I am, I still get up. I even look for side gigs as a business owner to get in more revenue so I can go help more people. So if you got that type of level of dedication And like you really want to put it in, you really trying to get to this level, I would say look at what you're willing to sacrifice and the type of work you're willing to put in. And if you're willing to do that, and like I said, go through the crisis and even be willing to get gritty and do what you got to do to make it through those situations, then you're ready to step into this realm of ownership. And you know what I say? It's your boy Coach D. Make an excuse, make a way.